and welcome back to my channel, Mental Health with Melissa. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content like this. Doing so helps me get mental health information out there to our communities of color and reach that wider audience, and also provides free LCSW test prep. And I have a social work study with Melissa LCSW test prep program available for purchase, and it can be found down below in the description box. So feel free to check that out if you're interested. We are continuing on this series of those challenging LCSW vignette test prep questions of best, most, first, and next. So in the last two videos, we've kind of utilized the keywords first and best. And today we're going to be using the word next. So let's go ahead and take a look at that vignette question. So as always, take a look at this test prep question, read it, pause, answer the question so that you can kind of test your test taking skills right now and then compare them to what the answer is. I'm going to go through this vignette, read it, and then break down the questions because a lot of the time the answer is within the question. So let's go ahead and get right into it. A hospital social worker is referred a 73-year-old patient. Okay, so he's an elderly patient who is being discharged home after a simple procedure for assistance with transportation resources home after discharge. So he doesn't have a ride home, it sounds like, which is a very common sort of social work role in the medical setting. I've worked as a medical social worker for many years. A lot of the patients that were referred to me were patients that had everything set. They just needed simply transportation resources. So this is pretty common. He is functional and takes care of himself. This is pretty interesting and important to know. So he's functional. During the meeting, the patient informs the social worker that his nephew withdrew money from his account without his permission. So without his permission, that's really concerning. And this is an elderly person. He states he already told the doctor who reported it to APS. So it looks like he has already informed somebody else. And something important to know that is in the medical setting, all of the medical providers are mandated reporters. And so that means the doctors are mandated reporters as well. So he said that he reported it to the doctor and the doctor reported it to APS already. So what should the social worker do next? So basically this word is telling us that there's been steps taken already. What is the next step to do? So this is actually kind of synonymous with first. So this is kind of worded in a different way. But if we were looking at the first thing to do moving forward, then pretty much means the same thing as what the social worker should do next after some of these steps have been taken. So let's take a look at the options. Option A, file the APS report to ensure it was made. Okay, well that sounds like a pretty strong answer, but let's look at the other options just to compare the answers. Option B, arrange for transportation home. So this is something that we do need to do because that's specifically why the patient was referred to us. However, would it be the next thing that we do after we've gotten this information from the patient? Not necessarily, because there's some other things that we want to manage first. So we're going to cross that out. Option C, consult with the doctor to confirm it was reported. Sounds like a very strong answer, but let's look at option D. Option D, call the nephew. That's not going to be a really good option for any of the steps because the nephew is the alleged person that is taking advantage of this elderly patient. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to cause more concern. So between file the APS report to ensure it was made and option C, consult with the doctor to confirm it was reported. So the next step that we're going to do immediately after everything that we've been told in this vignette is C, consult with the doctor to confirm it was reported. Now, if we can't get a hold of the doctor, or the doctor tells us, oh yeah, he told me, but I didn't report it, then obviously option A is going to be the step after option C. But as far as the immediate next step after what we have here in this vignette, we're going to consult with the doctor. We're going to try to consult with the doctor first to confirm it was reported. So if you consult with the doctor and the doctor says, yes, here's the intake number from APS, then you can put it in your note, document it if the doctor hasn't done so. If the doctor says, oh, yes, I did take the report and I was going to report it, but I haven't yet, and I need to do it, you can then help the doctor with filing the report. Because that needs to get done. That obviously needs to be done in the system so that APS can go ahead and investigate, and so that this elderly patient won't be taken advantage of much longer, because there's still the possibility that the nephew could continue to financially take advantage of the patient. So the best answer and the thing that you're going to do next after all of this stuff has already been done is to consult with the doctor to confirm it was reported. How did you do? Did you get that right, wrong? Were you kind of in between answers? Let me know in the comments section below. If you have any suggestions for other sorts of vignettes or other sorts of test prep material, let me know. And again, I have that study with Melissa's social work LCSW test prep program that is available for purchase, discounted below. So check that out. Until next time, managing mental health matters.